Welcome to another Power Ranger review. We're doing Beast Morphers today. As you can see, we're in Grid Battle Force. That's right, Grid Battle Force. If you watch last episode, I messed it up like 4 different times trying to figure out and remember what it was called. Grid Battle Force. Grid Battle Force. Anyway, episode 2 of the first season entitled Evox Revenge. Kind of a two-parter as far as this actual setup of what the series is going to be about. And in this episode, there's a lot going on here, a lot that they're trying to set up. So I have some notes here. They might jump around a little bit, but they got a lot set up, and they might be trying to do too much with this series, but we'll get to that. The important thing is we start off in the cyber dimension, and that is where Blaze, Roxy, who again were the now evil avatars, have been teleported to. Evox the Cobra is there. We meet Scrozzle, who is a robot who's kind of, it's like a junkyard planet kind of, and he has built these things called Tronics. They are basically the putties, the foot soldiers of this series. Really good design. Always important to have really cool looking minions. Makes you a cooler looking boss and a better boss. They kind of have this purple Foot Clan style look to them with these nice cyborg robot helmets, and then they have these, I don't know how to just call them. They have these weapons that are like two-pronged fist punchers things. They're cool. There's probably a picture like right here in this area. They look cool. Anyway, so basically, Evox shows up, says, "I'm the boss. We need Morph-X." Because basically the plan is we need Morph-X in order to get him back to our dimension so that he can take over. Scrozzle says he has a plan for that. So that's kind of what the bad guys are up to. We're going to steal the Morph-X, which again is being used to power clean energy in Coral Harbor. Cool. We know the bad guys' plan. Not necessarily take over. We have a step one before we're trying to just take over the world. We have to free our big bad first. And I like that because it's going to create automatic escalation when he does appear. And our heroes are busy learning more about all the cool things that they have to do as Power Rangers and all their cool toys. Again, I really like the fact that there's a lot of emphasis in this series about, like, they talk about the battle simulator. It's a much more professional organization. One of the things that's weird, and look, Power Rangers is a commercial to sell toys. I get that 100%. That's fine. But I think they might have overdone it a little bit here in this one, and it's with these Beast Bots that they have. So each Power Ranger, you have your Zord. That makes sense. But each Power Ranger also gets a Beast Bot that is the actual beast. It's a robot that is a beast that is based on the DNA that they're converted in, that they use to convert them. And it's also, like, turns into the console for when they're trying to operate their Zord. So it's part robot companion that's themed under your, it's like a mini Zord in some respects, but it's like human size. And then it's like kind of used to power the Zord. It's really weird. But anyway, we get Cruz, which is the cheetah for the Red Ranger. We get Jax, the Jackrabbit, for the Yellow Power Ranger, and Smash, who is the gorilla, for the Blue Power Ranger. So those are their three Beast Bots, and they all have their own unique personalities. Jax reminds me of Rat Trap from Beast, from Transformers Beast Wars. Cruz is very just, he's probably the least developed, and Smash is just kind of buddy, but he also has like a bro quality, but also like a weird motherly quality that we'll get to later. But basically, Nate is showing them their new wonderful toys, and as this is going on, we get, of course, Betty and Ben doing their fun little gag for the day, if you will. And what we find out is, let's see, Blaze and Scrozzle teleport to Earth. They start sucking out Morph-X. Power Rangers are alerted. They go to fight them. I thought it was interesting and unfortunate that it's the first fight, so I get it. But we got to show off our heroes and show that they're cool. So they beat up the Tronics largely without morphing. But then we get our first Monster of the Week, which is important because obviously here we rate the Monster of the Week. And basically, it's not really planned. They're just kind of attacked and Scrozzle and Blaze like take some of the Evox infected Morph-X and just jab, I guess, a motorcycle, and it's just a random item that they didn't convert to be the monster of the week, and so the name is Cyclotron because it's a cycle. Um, Not huge on this monster. We'll get into it. It is the first one, so that's fine. A part of it is you don't really have a plan, and then we'll get to the look and the design, some of the other stuff later. But basically, they end up defeating Cyclotron, of course. But the big thing I want to talk about here, because the monster's not important, mainly because he's not planned out and everything. The big important part is the theme and the motif of the season, and it's supposed to be Beast Morphers, so we're supposed to have a beast theme, and you have your beast bots, but then you also have your normal Zords, as I was saying earlier, and so the normal Zords are like vehicle themed, which seems more like a Lightspeed Rescue kind of military style show. So again, I think they haven't really settled on a what is our theme this year. And so, like for example, Devin, the Red Power Ranger, is running around or riding around on Cruz, who also, that's the other thing. So Cruz, the cheetah beast bot, also converts to like a motorcycle, but then he's riding around that, and then his Zord shows up. It's a red racer Zord, I think they call it, and it is just a gigantic like building size car. And then he goes into that, and then it also has a beast mode and a car mode, and part of the Megazord later on, which we'll get to for a few episodes. So there's just I understand you're selling a lot of toys, but there's just a lot going on there with that. The important thing that we really learned about this episode is that because of them being infused with the DNA of the different animals, they have acquired some of their weaknesses, and they say that it's because when Evox got in, he kind of messed up some of the transfer that was happening. And so Devin, whenever he sees a dog, like when he's fighting the bad guys, he freezes up because he's a cat. So he freezes because he's scared of dogs. Ravi, the Blue Power Ranger, he has gorilla DNA, so he gets really angry and heated, and just needs to he basically can't get overheated or angry. Here he goes Hawk mode. And then there's Zoe, who is of course a jackrabbit, and basically her thing is she needs to eat carrots to replenish. So kind of silly and goofy, but it's Power Rangers. I would say not the best episode. And there's two other big things I need to hit on. One of the big things that was throughout the episode, the theme was they needed to pick a leader, which was cool. It wasn't just like you're the Red Ranger, you're the leader automatically. And actually, Ravi, the Blue Ranger, and Zoe, the Yellow Ranger, are the ones who want to be the leader, and they're very, I should be the leader because X, Y, and Z. Ravi actually has the best case. He's like, I'm the only one who's actually trained to do this. But Devin, through the show, is able to calm them down and make them he actually takes action to prove that he's the leader. And so he ends up being, Zoe and Ravi end up both saying at the end of the episode he should be the leader, and Commander Shaw agrees. So the Red Ranger ends up being the leader again. But I thought it was interesting that it wasn't just automatic, and they had to actually prove, because of what they were doing, who was going to be the leader. The other thing is, of course, the monster of the week, which is again Cyclotron. I gave it a 1 for look, 1 for powers, 1 for plan, 1 for success, and a 3 for voice. So as you can see, one of the lowest rated monsters I think I'm probably ever going to do. It is only 2 points above being the worst, and the look is you can't see the face, and I hate that. If you're going to give me a monster, I need more human elements to it, even if it is robot. Like, the facial design of these monsters is very important. The powers, he skates around he has like wheels, and he uses it to skate around. Other than that, I didn't really see much. Plan, there was no plan. He just showed up out of nowhere. They were like, we need a monster. Stab this motorcycle with our Morph-X. It's been infected. And success, again, he didn't do much. He kind of got defeated pretty easily. We haven't seen the Megazord yet. I've watched several episodes now. We're not going to see the Megazord for a couple episodes, and I like that idea. The cool that you have to like build up to it and everything, but it just means that a lot of these earlier um, monsters just aren't going to be as highly rated because if you don't have to bust out the big tools, you know, how good can you be? And the voice, it was just average, nothing special to write home about. So 7 overall for Cyclotron. All in all, I would say a decent episode. We definitely, it felt like a two-parter, obviously. I wish it would have been part 1 and part 2 instead of 2 different episodes. I'm not sold on the B spots as an idea. I like the characters. I like the actual Rangers. Other than the weird, like, I can't see a dog because I have cat DNA. But the actual personalities they have and their dynamics were great. And I actually think it was pretty good writing as far as like selecting a ranger and kind of playing with some of those typical things we'll expect from rangers, playing with the tropes. So, what were your thoughts on the episode? What were your thoughts on Cyclotron and my rating for it? Again, 7 overall out of 25. Thank you for checking out the show. Please like, share, subscribe. And comment below your thoughts. We'll see you next time with either Mighty Morphin or Beast Morphers. Who knows? We're going to be doing a little bit of everything. See you next time.